All right, traders, what's going on? I wasn't on the mic at all today. I got this cough I'm trying to battle. So my apologies. Hopefully, I'll be on the mic again tomorrow. Starting off with the Daily Spy, we had a nice kind of just another continuation day and hitting all-time highs again. Tomorrow is FOMC day, so I expect kind of once the morning chaos subsides, probably really dead until 2 p.m. So something to think about. Um, a couple highlights from today, and then I'm going to go into a rather lengthy watch list for tomorrow. OCGN, I wanted to share. I called this one over 1550. It topped out there and was kind of flagging. Broke 1550 and went pretty quickly to 1628. Took about 20 minutes to do that. That's a neat little trade. Look what happened here. and then ended up back almost near the high of day. So, but that's why we rent them. Some crazy action there. But that was one that I called today. OLB, I made most of my money in this. I would say half of my money on the day. Actually, I had a nice day, but most of my money on this one. And I actually missed the obvious entries. It was probably like a Tokyo right here. I know somebody in chat posted it. I think maybe over 9, and I didn't get that. I played this fives buy zone pullback, and that was probably my biggest trade of the day. I got filled somewhere in here. Had a neat little trade going there. And that's where I think I played a couple other pullbacks in this one too. I played the 560 touch right there, and I think I got filled at like 889 or 891 or something. It went down to 888. So that was a neat fill. It was like literally right there, and it climbed up over a buck from there too. So pullback play still working for me, but it's also hard to look at those big moves and and realize I missed the big moves. Anyway, I do want to spend a real quick second here showing you NXTD from today. And this is something, there's a good lesson here. All right, so let's go to the open. There's the opening 5-minute candle. I called it long over the high of day. Why? Because first of all, it's a recent high flyer. Had a big move yesterday, right? And then today caught some shorts off guard maybe because it was gapping up. So it topped out at 536 on the opening 5-minute candle. I called it long over that, knowing that yesterday's high is 555. So if you get through the high of day, we might take out yesterday's high and squeeze. Okay? And this actually, it's not an error tick. That actually happened. It went up and touched yesterday's high. I did scalp some on that and then tighten my stop on the rest. I don't think I lost on this trade. I might have lost a little. I'm not sure because a nasty reversal. But then here's an even better lesson. So now you've got a 2-day high at 555. Shorts came in and probably pretty excited that this little breakout failed, right? So shorts probably pretty confident here. Next thing you know, it's right back up. So I love the 2-day high break. Matter of fact, I called it long over 550, thinking 555 today's high, 555 yesterday's high. You had a 2-day high just above. I called it long through 550. And again, not an error tick. It actually hit 550, went to 560, and the bottom dropped out. The lesson here is that I loved everything about this setup. I hear Wayne's voice in my head saying, I'll take that trade every time. And I would. That was a really good setup. I was actually pretty confident on this one. I don't know that I scalped any on that little pop, but I hit out, and I know I took away some of my morning gains. I mean, because it flushed pretty quick. The lesson, that's the most important thing, is anything can happen. I really liked this setup. I really liked it, and it failed. So that's important to understand that no matter how much you like something, it can always fail. Anything can happen. So you can control your risk with position size, and then obviously, hitting out when things go against you. But to me, that's a better lesson than the OCGN or the OLB pullback play. Our best lessons as traders come from things that don't work, things where we lose money, right? All right, anyway, what am I watching for tomorrow? Fuel Cell, FCEL, gapped up today, topped out at exactly 10. Maybe not. It looks like 9.99. Anyway, I like that through 10 tomorrow. We'll see. DM had this nice pop yesterday. Inside day today. We're looking for a 3rd-day play there. VUZI, kind of the same thing. Breakout yesterday. Inside day today. Looking for a 3rd-day play. DWAC, a couple nice calls in the chat room on this one today. And it looks like it's found support. You had a green candle back here where it bounced, and you got a nice little bottoming tail and a green candle again today. So I'm looking for some upside in this one tomorrow. We'll see. Only with a proper intraday setup. If that one runs, BENE tends to go with it. And I'll show you the intraday on this one today. Look at that really late day. I mean, this thing, in 10 minutes went from 1077 to 12 in 10 minutes. So that's a really nice move. Big volume poured in. So to me, when I see that, I say, okay, this one can move. So that's going to be kind of a sympathy play to me if DWAC gets going and I don't find my way in that one, right? So BENE, DWAC, those two I talked about. GMBL, nice volume and a pretty strong day, topped out at 810. Maybe back through 8 tomorrow, knowing today's high is 810, something to think about. DNUT, which is Krispy Kreme, which used to be KKD back in the day. Maybe a double bottom transpired here and a nice pop today. Today it ran all the way from 1294 to 1424 and a pretty strong close. So we're going to look for a continuation of that bounce. Last time it bounced off this area, had that massive day, and it continued for several days. So I'm going to keep an eye on DNUT. OLB, I already mentioned this one. I had some good trades in this one today, but I missed the big moves. Anyway, massive volume, 222 million. My problem with this one, and you probably already know that if you know me, is it's so far off the highs. You got too many bag holders in it. But having said that, I will have it on a chart just because of that volume. But I don't like the bag holder situation, so probably won't trade it. MQ, for me, is as simple as this has been a recent high flyer, and you had a gap up today and a sell-off, but you also have a little bit of, it found some support, found some buying down here around 31, and ended up closing at 32.5-ish. So that one's holding up pretty well. I'm going to keep an eye on that one. We might get an A+ setup in it. BKKT, just strong as anything. Then today, looked like it was going to sell off and had a nice move. And then closed, you had that indecision candle, closed about where it opened. But it's been making such big moves. As a day trader, I'm going to have it on a chart. FGF, big volume, strong close. Actually, in after hours, this is trading at $8 right now, though. So probably a gapper in the morning. We'll see if it gives a gap play setup. PayPal, PYPL, just goes back on the bounce play watch list. Again, we did not have, there's 15-minute candles. There's the opening 15-minute candle. We did not have an afternoon high of day break, right? We set its high, it set its highs early today, just like it did yesterday and the day before. I think right here it actually did break the high of day. I don't know if I was watching it that day and failed pretty quickly too, but here's the daily again, and it's just really heavy. It feels like a fund is just unwinding this thing, but at some point, it's got some support to the left. At some point, we might get a nice bounce. And again, I've already told you what I'm looking for, an afternoon breakout. EQOS had a gap up here, then a big rip, and now 2 days lower on declining volume. That's a pretty good bounce play setup, and I'm pretty sure it is Bitcoin related, and Bitcoin seems to be holding up pretty well. So if the Bitcoin plays get moving, we'll watch this one. And then lastly, I'm going to point out BBBY, which is Bed Bath & Beyond, and had earnings after hours. And as I'm talking right now, it's trading at 28.22, all the way up here. So really impressive move. And actually, I think it was at one point over 31, or near 31 maybe in after hours. So certainly a gapper to watch. I think there's a lot of shorts in the name. I'm done, Bab, and I'll see you guys in the chat room in the morning.